Hi all, welcome to the next episode of Under the Skin. I'm really pleased to welcome Luke Hollman to this call. Luke is a fantastic young cricketer, young up-and-comer, definitely one to watch for the future, and played obviously indoor cricket for the England under-21s, and now playing for North Middlesex Cricket Club outdoors, and contracted at Middlesex County Cricket Club. So welcome to Luke.
Yeah, Anish, how are you?
I'm good,
Hope
mate.
things are well, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. Really looking forward to getting some of your insight into, what's happening with you and about indoor cricket and everything really. So, what have you been up to during lockdown? I mean, that's the big thing at the minute. What's keeping you busy?
Yeah, so we went back to training just in small groups about 3 weeks ago now, which has been good. And yeah, that was about it really. It's nice to get out of the house and train three times a week, 4 times a week. Have a couple of gym sessions. Yeah, admittedly on a much smaller, reduced basis, but to be honest, I'll take anything to get out of the house, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few people cooked up indoors at the minute that would kill to go for a net or something right now. But it is what it is. We are where we are, and let's hope that come summer we're able to play some cricket again. Um, So, Luke, most people, didn't realize that you actually have played for England indoors previously in a World Cup. But I want to know how you got involved in the game to start with. How did
Yeah,
you
so
start off playing indoor?
So we used to play the old like indoor format down the Middlesex, and then we changed it back in maybe 2011, maybe 2012, and then just always stuck since really. And then obviously Titans at the time was the London-based team, and then as our team got a bit older, then some of the guys were starting to play British Open, National League as well. And then I got to 16, and then Titans asked me to play, and went up to Derby, for the British Open, which was great fun, and everyone enjoyed it, and that's why. And I've always enjoyed it since, really. Enjoyed everyone playing and the company and traveling the country, which I always enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive part of the game, isn't it? Not just obviously the cricket, but that social element of the game, meeting people, being, away from the weekend, traveling. Obviously, a lot of younger cricketers don't get to experience that at all in their lifetime. Obviously, if you play for county or you move on to be professional, you do travel a lot and play a lot. But just playing indoor and it being a nationalized comp and you play all over, it is pretty cool. So from there, like obviously you enjoyed the British Open. It's a fantastic comp, and you played National League for Titans. You went on to play for the England 21s, and that was in Dubai in 2017. So I kind of want to know like what you thought about that competition, like how you found it and what things stood out to you.
Yeah, certainly. It was obviously the jump from playing National League and British Open to playing even the Under-21 World Cup was a big jump, and I think the whole team kind of embraced the challenge of playing at a higher level, and to finish third as we did was everyone thought was a big achievement. Of course, we wanted to go further and get closer gap to New Zealand and Australia, and which we almost did beat Australia in one of those games. But yeah, it was a thoroughly good, enjoyable experience. There's some quality players from all teams, and yeah, we had a good squad of players, and it was good fun, I must
Yeah,
say.
I mean that's for me is one of the things. Like when you talk about indoor cricket and you speak to people, they don't quite realize that step up between what we play nationally in the UK to go into a World Cup and just how intense it is. In terms of what you're expecting, that'd be interesting because you obviously were already part of the Middlesex rankings, not contractor or anything. You were rated quite highly outdoors already, but going into that tournament, was it a shock at how good the opposition were, how intense that whole competition was? Did it hit you quite hard like when you arrived?
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely certainly like you said a big step up in terms of the intensity for sure. Because if you weren't quite on it or if you weren't quite precise enough with your bowling or batting, you would get punished in terms of getting run out, which is obviously a big thing. Or even simply just getting just releasing pressure, get them getting a down up for two, for example, maybe. So it definitely did try and promote you being as skilled as possible under the high pressure situations. And I was quite lucky in terms of like I had an early exposure to kind of pressure situations, but I think the pressure in an indoor scene, and especially a World Cup, is different. And I do think definitely handling pressure situations from then to now has certainly helped me a lot, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're generally pretty cool under pressure from what I've seen, in game terms. But one thing that really stands out from that trip, obviously you were 21 and under, and I was in the men's team. And one day we were sitting by the pool in the hotel at the Novotel, I think it was. We're there by the pool. And you're sitting there and you were just sitting on your phone and you were sitting on the floor, I remember. And it's the first time I ever noticed that Luke looks a little bit stressed. And I was like, all right, what's this guy stressed about? Like, what could possibly be going on? We're here, we're in the sun, we're by the pool. Like, what could be going on? I remember coming up to you and just saying, like, what's up, mate? What's happening? And you were sitting there and you were waiting for a call or a text from David Graveney. And this was about being selected in the England under-19s to go to the World Cup. And you were just waiting. And that's the first time I remember you ever being stressed. And literally, obviously, you got that call an hour later or something like that. And that's it. You were in the England under-19s. You were going to the World Cup. I don't know if you remember that or not, but that was yeah. I mean, you had all of our hearts in our hands at that point. We're hoping for the best for you, but that was cool, and you got that call. 6 months later, there you are. You're playing for England under-19 in the World Cup in New Zealand. How do you think playing in the indoor World Cup prepped you for being in the outdoor World Cup in terms of the mental requirements of dealing with big events?
Yeah, I think even just playing in an international event at the indoor World Cup and playing against some very high level players, albeit in a different scenario, but I think it massively helped me in terms of the World Cup, in the under-19 World Cup in New Zealand. I was the youngest player in the team as well, in that squad. And we had a great tri series in South Africa, which we should have won, but so be it. But in terms of just playing international cricket, I could say I've done that already in terms of indoor cricket. And the pressure situation was obviously, it helped me massively because I had I think the high pressure in the World Cup, in the indoor World Cup, was so high. It was almost like a small step down in terms of, I've experienced probably the peak of pressure. And in terms of playing under 19, I'm just trying to take it each, obviously different format, but just try and take each step at a time. It was nerve-wracking playing on Sky for sure.
Yeah.
The first game was definitely more nerve-wracking in terms of playing on Sky and knowing that everyone's watching back home. But after that, I was just trying to tell myself enjoy it, and and I think the World Cup in Dubai definitely helped for sure.
Brilliant. No, that's great. And so you played in 2 World Cups. You're obviously a pro now, which is fantastic. You had a great year last year, which we'll talk about later on. But how do you think, what aspects of indoor cricket? I know we spoke about pressure moments a lot, which is key, which is great. And I think that as well, that one of the best things about indoor is the amount of pressure moments you have. I've said it many times, in talks that I have, but every single skin, there's pressure moments. So you can have 5-6 pressure moments a game, whereas outdoor, there's generally right at the very end potentially.
More sporadic,
yeah. Yeah, it's more sporadic. So in that sense, yes, 100%. I understand how that helps everybody. But in terms of your game, whether it be batting, bowling, fielding, how has indoor helped you become a better outdoor player?
Yeah, I think firstly, starting with the batting, I think it really makes you focus on the precision that you need to have to find the right places where you want to hit it, and of course the lateness and the cuteness that you have to have. So it's certainly from a batting front, and I think even now I'm basing my whole game around playing it late at the moment, even currently. And I know, thinking back, I know I can do it because I know I'm able to down up. So if I'm basing my game off that, it's just kind of thinking, all right, just play as late as possible in terms of that. And playing it late in terms of outdoor, you can build your whole game around it. So
look,
that's certainly important.
Yeah, one of the best batters in the world, Kane Williamson, he's renowned just for hitting it so late. you know, you're watching bat, and it's just how late he plays the ball, and yeah, you know, if he nicks the ball, it doesn't even carry. You know how late and soft hands he carry when he plays it. And bowling, obviously, like I had to play against you last year, obviously in the Super League, and your bowling's just like a completely different entity. Like the bounce you get, the the overspin almost. But how has that helped, you know, in your outdoor cricket?
Yeah, again, I think it's the precision and the accuracy that you need to have to create pressure, to create that pressure situation for the batter, and the precision in bowling that right length, because obviously too short, you're going to get down up to easy, even too full as well, or even back net as well. So you just got to be really focused, and I think having that such a small margin for error, potentially getting down up to either side, full or short, or even back net, definitely helps me outdoor. Well, it's even white ball cricket as well, because it does give you a bit more margin for error. But yeah, I think that again massively important, and helps me for sure in outdoor cricket, is the precision that you need to have with batting and bowling, for sure.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so just a short answer really for this one. What is your best moment in both indoor cricket and outdoor cricket? I want to know, what for you personally, what's been the best moment of your career so far?
Oh, I
Yeah,
think
tough.
obviously the World Cup, going to Dubai was great, and I think even admittedly, the great run we had with Titans a couple of years ago, and we almost won National League. I think that was quite special as well. Had a good team of players. Admittedly, no shock, we lost to Jameer. So,
Yeah.
but no, it was good to have the London-based team and representing London to in indoor cricket, and I think that was obviously our last year as in indoor cricket. So
Yeah, I was said to close down, didn't it? Canary
yeah,
Wharf closed down,
so
and
it would have been nice to have won National League, but obviously Jameer ruined the party. So. And then outdoor cricket, it probably would have to be making my Middlesex debut at Lords last year, probably, or potentially winning the Middlesex Premier League with North Middlesex. One of those two, I can't
one of
decide.
those two.
But
No, both good ones. Both good ones.
yeah,
I mean, I'd say that the viewers are probably very disappointed that you didn't say the Panthers winning the British Open. I know there's a big bit about that the Panthers won the Open, the 21s Open, and yeah, obviously defeating a brilliant Derby side who had won it 5 years in a row. So
of
that's one
course,
thing.
yeah,
But in terms of making a debut at Lords, wow, like there's making a debut and then there's making a debut at the home of cricket. So what was that like? I mean, yeah. Amazing.
yeah. That was quite interesting. Wow, that was an amazing experience. Playing at Lords. So I remember obviously going down there. It's not too far from my house, so just going down there, watching Middlesex and watching international cricket down there when I was younger. And then to actually be on the turf, unfortunately with no crowd, which was obviously a shame. But to walk onto the pitch, play against a great Sussex team, like filled with some very good white ball players for sure. International experience. Was great, and I was very much just kind of living the dream, looking around the ground, thinking how on earth I ended up playing here. And the day before, I was playing a cup semi-final for North Middlesex. So then the next day playing at Lords against Sussex was a big difference. But I just loved every minute of it, really, to be honest.
And you've got obviously guys in that team. I'm trying to think over the years. Obviously, you had Paul Sterling for a while. You have Owen Morgan, England captain outdoors. You have AB de Villiers playing there. What's it been like? Have you had a chance to speak to any of those guys? You know, big international superstars.
Yeah, I played a couple of games with Paul Sterling. He was great. He's quite quiet, but he was had some real gems of knowledge, and had a good career for Middlesex. And then obviously Owen Morgan, whenever he's around, I've trained with him a few times now, and he's great. Just speaking to him and just kind of just grabbing that knowledge off him in terms of from a captaincy and how he would like me to bowl when I was bowling him in the nets, and asking about variations, etc. And going back to it, just the precision that you have to have bowling to him. Because if you're missing slightly a six, I remember remember one time I bowled him in the net. So I got him out, maybe second ball. I bowled him, which I was like, gee, I wasn't signed yet. I was just on the academy, and they invited me to bowl to the first team. And then I got him out, like second ball maybe. I was one of the best balls I ever bowled. And then I probably bowled 4 overs to him, and then I reckon he hit me for about 13 sixes after that. Just thinking, who the hell is this 18-year-old getting me out second ball, and just absolutely at will just hit me for 6 every ball.
A bit like that Afghanistan game where he whacked like 16 sixes, I bet.
Yeah. So I could say I prepared him for that game as well. So bowling into form. No, but yeah, he's great around the squad, and he's incredibly humble as well, which is great, really.
And anything with AB? Obviously, he's one of my 2 favourite cricketers of all time. Have you had a chance to meet him and speak to him at all?
Yeah, so I unfortunately never got to meet him or train with him, unfortunately, which was real downer. But that was the last year I was on the academy, and I didn't get asked to bowl or train with the first team around then. So unfortunately, I didn't meet him, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, from what I've heard from speaking to the guys, he was phenomenal just around the group, and obviously bringing his quality for us was fantastic.
Amazing. So yeah, touching on that, so you made your debut 2020. You're doing all this great stuff. Previously, obviously, Middlesex League Young Player of the Year 2 years in a row, 2018-19. Middlesex Premier League Player of the Year 2 years in a row, 2018-19. Got your contract, made your debut, played 7 games this year in the Blast, and I'm right in saying 2 man of the matches out of the 7 games. So an incredible start to your career, and obviously at the minute it's only been Blast, but a batting average of 35, 9 wickets, and an economy of 6.7. So some incredible stats to start off with. And then after all of that, you made it into the Wisden Blast Team of the Year. Now, how did you feel being named in that side?
Yeah, I certainly wasn't expecting it for sure. But I was just starting that process. I was just taking each game at a time, really, and just trying to tell myself it's just another game of cricket. And it seemed to have gone okay with that mindset. But yeah, to be named in that team or that for Wisden to name me in their team of the year I was pretty happy with that, to be honest.
Seeing one of the biggest cricket magazine, isn't it, basically? So
them and the Cricketer. So for them to name me in their Blast team of the year I was pretty happy with. Was very unexpected, but I was happy they picked me alongside the all-rounder bracket of Dan Christian. So I'll take that for sure.
Yeah, what a quality player he is as well. Geez. So yeah, like incredible career so far, and you're not even really getting into the main part of it yet. You're just starting. So certainly, us indoor lot, we always back you in that, and we love to see what's happening with your cricket. Going forward, obviously, I'm sure you're well aware, but we've got a meeting with your father later. He obviously tends to run some of the London-based indoor competitions for us and help us along with stuff. And we kind of see that the ECB, one of their big things that they want at the minute is, more cricket more often. That's one of the big things, their strategic plans are. So, we see indoor cricket as a massive avenue where cricket can be played in 6 months of the year when we can't get outdoors. How do you think playing more games in the winter helps you hit the ground running when you came to summertime? Obviously nets are nets, but games help you in different things, whether it's strategic thinking or whatever it may be. How did it help you hit the ground running? Or how can it help other people hit the ground running?
Yeah, I think you've constantly got that competitive edge throughout the whole winter, and for you to then go into a summer season knowing that you've got, I don't know, let's say 15 indoor matches behind you, and that competitive edge that you're maintaining is going to be invaluable, to be honest. And then, like you said, the strategy, thinking a bit deeper into it, what you want to bowl, where you want to bowl, where you want to hit it, etc. I think there's absolutely no harm in playing indoor cricket over the winter, because it is only going to benefit you going forward, and also short term in terms of playing your following summer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, massive. I mean, we are, one of our aims is certainly, obviously, yes, we have players playing in World Cups and playing for England and EPP and national teams, all that kind of stuff. But one of our big aims is making this widely accessible and able to participate for most of the country. Really, if that's one of our big aims, I can't see it going wrong. And like you said, there's no harm in people just giving it a go. And playing cricket in the winter is, I've certainly found is beneficial to going into summer. You're ready. Nets is one thing, and do both. Do nets, play indoor. Do everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Get as much cricket as you can, really. So a bit of a fun question now, and you can have more than one answer if you wish. But who out of the current Middlesex pros do you think would make an amazing indoor cricketer, and why?
Nathan Souter.
Okay.
Why? Because I know he played a lot when he was younger in Australia, and I know he's got a few MVPs, and I think it was Australia under 21 Nationals Open, and I think he was playing for New South Wales, and I think he got MVP a couple of times. So just going off
he's
that,
played before then, and he's played in the biggest country that play. So
yeah, so I would assume he's probably quite good. Yeah, he was telling me some stories about when he was playing over there, and he used to field top stumps, and he said he loves it. So to be fair, he is actually looking to get back into it. So
you should.
I've briefly spoken to him about potentially coming up to Birmingham. So
yeah,
but he hasn't played for a while. But I know he still thoroughly enjoys it.
Oh, that's the thing. That you play it, you may not play it for a while, but you still love the game. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
No, that would be cool. Okay, what about someone who hasn't played it then? Someone in the Middlesex Pros who hasn't played it, you think would be a good indoor player?
Maybe Max Holden, maybe. Tim Murtagh.
God, yeah. Imagine facing him with that yellow. Jesus, he's swinging around corners.
Yeah, or Mertz is just such a skillful bowler as it is. So never mind him playing him with a yellow ball. Jesus.
Yeah.
And obviously Joe Crattenall's on the staff, and he's obviously played quite a fair amount of indoor cricket as well. So,
yeah, a few there. Well, that's interesting to know all that stuff. Yeah, you've got three of you actually, including yourself, are in the Middlesex staff and have all played a bit of indoor, which is cool. I mean, that's wicked. So just in terms of yourself now, how's obviously I know we spoke a little bit at the start, but how's your winter shaping up at the minute? And are you obviously looking forward to getting back into it in 2 months' time? What things have you been focusing on?
Yeah, so I've just from a bowling point of view, I'm just doing some like back foot stuff, just trying to focus on my turn, so just to allow me to fully rotate around the ball, just so I don't get. So it's an easy habit to get with leg spin and white ball cricket. It's kind of like pushing it out rather than getting around the ball. So I'm just trying to focus on that, just trying to maximize spinning it and getting into good habits. So just and then as a consequence of that, it's just the more I'm bowling and more I'm doing that, the more accurate I'm getting. So I'm making it's going okay at the moment. So from that point of view, and then from batting, it's just keep focusing focusing to playing it late, to be honest, and just remaining balanced. I try and keep my batting as simple as possible, to be honest. And from a short ball point of view, just keep addressing that and just keep putting some hard yards into that. It's not fun, but getting peppered and getting balls whizzing around your nose, but it's got to be something because there's any chink in your armour, people will find it. And a couple of years ago, that wasn't my strongest point. So last year I put quite a lot of time into playing the short ball and just having a better understanding of it. And hopefully we're going to be under those, or inside on a tent, and hopefully I think the 1st of March, hopefully.
Cool.
Yeah, which should be great. Just get on grass again.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to say, obviously, look, you've found, or that someone found a weakness in your game, let's say in the short ball, and that you have to work on that to make it to the next level that you want to go to. And I guess that's what, red ball cricket, first class cricket's where you want to head, as well as doing so well in white ball cricket and just being adaptable. So for our younger listeners, obviously, again, if you have got weaknesses and you need to rectify them to make it to that next step, put in the work, put in that hard work, and I'm sure it will pay off. And pretty much the last question, I guess, from me, the last one of the day. I know you've got to go to the gym in a minute, so yeah, it's a bit for the youngsters. But what tips do you have for the youngsters that are looking to follow in your footsteps and make it as a professional cricketer?
Yeah, so I think it's just having that mental strength of riding the ups and downs. And when you're going through a down period, it may last for a month or however long, but it's just having that perseverance of going, all right, once I get through this, I know I'm going to be a better player and I know I'm going to be mentally stronger. I think that is incredibly important. And I think just bowling and batting as much as you can, really, just the volume. Look at Steve Smith and Labuschagne, for example, from a batting point of view. They hit so many balls, and that's why they're so good, and that's why they both average 60. So, there's definitely a reason why they're so good, and it's just maintaining that focus of wanting to improve and wanting to be better than anyone else. Really, just having that drive. Yeah, and it's just, and most importantly, it's enjoying it. So if you're not enjoying it, then I know some people have said to me over the time, I'll never smile or I never enjoy it, but I do enjoy it.
That's because they haven't ever taken you to Nando's, though, Luke.
Yeah, very true. Or Pirifino's in Birmingham. Can't go wrong with that. But yeah, it's just got having that. It's just enjoying it and wanting to improve for sure.
Yeah.
No, hopefully that's okay, but
that's brilliant. No, I mean, like the people that we've spoken to so far on this show, and we've done a few recordings now. We're not quite sure what order we're releasing them in yet, but we've done a few, and that's one of the key things. Hard work, determination, graft, but also having fun. Like people keep saying, have fun, and you've got to have fun in whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
But Luke, no, mate, that's fantastic. I really enjoyed that insight into both your indoor and outdoor cricket. And look, as you know, we're always backing you in what you do. We love seeing you on the court whenever we see you on the court indoors. And yeah, I mean, keep in touch, keep telling us what you're doing. And thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thanks, Anish. I appreciate it. And hopefully, all being well, we can see each other soon for sure.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Thank you very much.